afternoon and welcome to Brewing. Sorry, dying. With me, your host, I'm Scott Leffler. Why in God's name are you watching this? Seriously, don't you have to get to the grocery store and buy water and toilet paper and eggs and milk and all those things that people don't have already because there's a storm coming and we're all going to die. And if you die without toilet paper, then your friends are all going to laugh at you or something. I don't know. Hey, so it's the storm of the century, and we're going to talk about that. In fact, that's mostly our topic for today is Frankenstorm, because everybody's all about the Frankenstorm, so I guess I got to be all about the Frankenstorm. I don't have much of a choice because there's absolutely nothing else going on in the news. In fact, the front page of my paper today was all Frankenstorm. And look, I mentioned this last week. I tend to believe that these things are overhyped. What the hell is that? I got my hair cut. You see that? I got my hair cut. Yay. I tend to believe that these things are all overhyped and that this is literally going to blow over. But who knows? Everybody seems to be all in a tizzy. There's rioting at grocery stores or something. Battery Park. I just saw a picture of Battery Park. Do you follow George Takei on anything, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, any of those things? He always has the most interesting posts. He just posted a picture of Battery Park, like, completely underwater, because this thing is supposed to hit New York City somewhat severely. And it's funny, I mentioned last week that my friend's boyfriendy thing was in Cuba. Well, this thing hit Cuba. My ex's son is in New York City right now, so best of luck, Alex. But we're going to talk about Frankenstorm and a variety of other very minor things. In fact, let's start with the variety. No, you know what? Let's do Frankenstorm first, just in case I lose internet connection, because despite my reluctance to believe in Frankenstorm, my internet connection has been wonky. I don't know if it's because of my internet, or if it's because of my router, or if it's because of my computer, or if I don't know what the deal is, but I do know that I've had some connectivity issues. So let's start with Frankenstorm, and then I'll mention the other stuff on our way out if we have time and if the internet lives, because Frankenstorm could kill the internet. Look, we have storms. All right, it's 2012. We're going to get through this. We're going to be okay. Some people are probably going to get really wet. Some people in areas not here. I live in the Buffalo area. Some people in areas not here may lose their homes. I mean, this is some serious shit in other parts of the country. The East Coast, the lower East Coast. But Buffalo, New York, I think we're going to be just fine. And yet, I have to go to work early. I don't have to go to work early. It was highly suggested that I might go to work early so that we can try and get the paper out on time today, just in case Frankenstorm kills us all. So that, I mean, that way, you know, we can get a new crew tomorrow, but whatever. They're canceling classes. I mean, there's police and fire are on high alert. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't want to say I don't care, because it's not that I don't care. I'm very used to there being the storm of the century, and then we got wet and nothing happened. So I don't know. I'm pretty confident that we're all going to be okay. But like I said, I have to go to work early. They're canceling classes. The president canceled a campaign event in Florida this afternoon. So, or this evening, maybe, I don't know. This evening, I guess. Quote from the press office at the White House says, "Due to deteriorating weather conditions in the Washington, D.C. area, the president will not attend today's campaign event in Orlando, Florida." That was read this morning early. It's possible that this event, this Frankenstorm, Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm, whatever you want to call it, I feel like, you know the movie The Stand? The miniseries, the book The Stand, whatever you want to call it. You know, they referred to the disease by a variety of things. You know, Captain Trips and Superflu, and I feel like we do the same with this. And I don't get it. I don't care. Again, it's not that I don't care. People are going to get hurt, and I feel bad for those people. But I don't know that the media here in Buffalo needs to make quite so big a deal about it. Now, in New York City, like, they canceled classes. The mayor said, get the hell out. Yeah, it's a big deal there. It's a big deal down the coast. Again, I don't know. Like, I wonder if they're reacting this way in like Utah. Like, I can't imagine that they would be, but who knows? I don't know what the media is like in Utah. There is media in Utah, right? I mean, there are people that live there, right? Salt Lake City, Mormons, all that fun stuff. That's funny. I was going to swear there. Instead of saying stuff, I was going to say something else, but I had just said Mormons, and it seemed wrong to swear. It's funny how your brain works, isn't it? Anyway, how is Super Frankenstorm affecting you? Tweet me now at Scott Leffler and let me know your thoughts, because I really want to know. I mean, am I the only person that has to go into work early? And again, I have to go into work early so that we can get stuff done early, so that hopefully we can get out early, so the kids can get their papers, they can deliver their papers, blah, 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 and yakety schmackety. And I guess I'm glad that we're getting it out of the way today, because it is only Monday, and this means that hopefully by Wednesday things will be somewhat calm, and when we go trick-or-treating, it won't be, you know, tsunami trick-or-treating. That's my hope. But, so I'm just saying, this could be this Frankenstorm, this Superstorm, this Captain Trips storm, whatever this is. This could be the real October surprise. You know, they always talk about an October surprise. That like one of the candidates or the other, there's going to be a scandal, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump thought it was going to be his thing where he offered $5 million for the president's college transcripts. Like, anybody cares about the president's college transcripts except for Donald Trump. You would think that with all the extra money Donald Trump has, you'd think he'd fix his hair. I mean, he buys beautiful girlfriends and wives. He spends all this money on all these things, and yet he has that hair. I don't know. I don't dislike that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I do. Several years ago, I went to New York City. I used to go to New York City twice a year for a talk show host convention, if you will. And I don't remember what year it was, but I went and I saw part of the filming of, what's that show? The Apprentice. I saw Bill from The Apprentice leading a flock of apprentices around, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So I don't dislike Donald Trump, but lately he really, I don't know, I don't like him. So what if this is the October surprise? And obviously, if this is the October surprise, it's a sign that God hates Barack Obama, right? Because this is how this works in this country. Whenever there's a storm, it's a sign that, you know, God hates us for some reason or another. And apparently this must mean that God hates the president, although I'm not sure why he would, but it is entirely possible. I don't buy into it. What if, I was thinking this today, what if Hurricane Katrina had happened 8 days prior to the 2004 election? What if this Franken Superstorm, Captain Franken Superstorm, just wreaks havoc, and the federal government and state governments combined are ill-equipped to handle it? They can't do anything about it. What if this shows a serious flaw in our infrastructure? And our infrastructure is seriously flawed, by the way, but what if people actually figure that out? This could, in theory, very much affect the election. I don't know. Or could it? 8 days out? But it's still close. I think it could. I can just picture Michael Myers, you know, standing up in front of a crowd saying, Barack Obama hates white people. You know, like Kanye did with George W. Bush. And actually, it would be almost humorous if it was Michael Myers and like Kanye West was standing there with this look on his face like, did he really just say that? Because that's what Kanye did to Mike Myers. So, yeah, this could affect the election. Maybe not. I don't know. Again, I want to say I don't care, but maybe I just don't. Maybe I'm just that cold. Maybe I'm just that whatever. However, the president's numbers do continue to rise. Nate Silver gives him 296 electoral votes as of today to 241 for Mitt Romney. That's... If it ended that way, I think a lot of people would be surprised. I think people expect it to be closer than that. When I got my haircut the other day, I was at the barber shop, and the barber said something about having heard on the news that it's possible that there's an electoral vote tie, and I've done the math, I've run the numbers, different states go different ways. It's going to be really, it's possible. It is theoretically possible to have a tie in electoral votes. But I don't see how that could possibly happen in this election. But the question wasn't, oh my gosh, what if that happens? Do they flip a coin? Like, no, Congress picks it. So the incoming Congress, once seated, then vote to choose who the president's going to be. That's kind of interesting. I think it's the incoming Congress. It's the current Congress. That doesn't matter. Either way, Congress picks it. And either way, it's going to be a Republican, because the House of Representatives is not going to flip to Democrat. So I guess if it's a tie, Romney wins. I guess that's how it would work. So anyway, but the president's numbers continue to rise. I don't expect there to be an electoral tie. I don't necessarily say that I expect the president to win, though. He may win, he may not. We're just going to have to wait and see. That's why they have elections. So, I had a fun weekend. And this is what I was going to talk about at the beginning of the show, but I said, oh, I better not, because just in case I lose power. But I still seem to have power. The internet still seems to be working. You're still there. Hi. I had a really fun weekend. Friday night we went. So I live in the city of Lockport, New York. It's a nice little city, filled with people and places and things and pets. And the Department of Youth and Recreation here, in combination with Downtown Main Street Incorporated, it's kind of like a little mini business district group, put on free trick-or-treating on Main Street, and all the businesses handed out candy. I think there were like 32 different places that handed out candy. And there was a big thing at City Hall. They gave out free pizza and free bags, and there was a guy, this Dennis George guy, I think I mentioned him last week. He does a quiz show. It's kind of like Family Feud and a variety of other things. And he throws out candy, and he's a lot of fun. So we went and saw that. Heather took some pictures. I just kind of wandered around and talked to people. Or didn't talk to people. I had to hold Heather's different lenses a lot, because she likes to switch lenses. But anyway, long story short, I had fun. Saturday night we went and saw Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've never seen that movie before. And there's a possibility I will never see it again. Although, we went out afterwards. We went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then we went out to a local bar, had a couple drinks. Which is nice, because we haven't had a chance to do that much lately. Saw lots of people in costumes. Love Halloween for a variety of reasons. Like, I love scary stuff. I like horror movies. I also like scantily clad women. I'm just going to be honest about that. I'm a male, I'm a 38-year-old male, who likes to see adult women in short skirts. So Halloween is awesome. So we went to Rocky Horror, we went to the bar, had a couple drinks, came home. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've never been before, and as of this time yesterday, I'm thinking I'll never go again. I have no need to ever go again. And then she says, maybe next year we go to the bar first. Then we go see the movie. I think I might be willing to do that. I have a feeling that if I had had some alcohol in me, the movie would have been a lot less, what's the word I'm looking for here? Stupid? And a lot more fun. Although I'm not entirely positive. But, yeah. I waited 38 years to see Rocky Horror Picture Show for a reason. It's funny, my daughter went with her boyfriend, and this was the second time that she's seen it. My 15-year-old daughter has seen Rocky Horror twice. I've only seen it once. Somehow that just seems wrong to me, given the rated R rating of the movie. So I don't know. Kids and I decorated pumpkins. They're sitting right here, pumpkins. This is little ones. I don't know. I'll put pictures of them up on something. Picasa. I like to post my pictures on Picasa and Google+. So if you search for me, you'll find these pictures at some point today. Assuming I have internet, because Frankenstorm is coming and it's going to kill us all. I'm just saying. By the way, with that said, I'm going to wrap today's show up because I really do have to get to work. I got to write my column still. I don't know what I'm going to write about. I don't want to write about Frankenstorm, and I don't want to write about Rocky Horror Picture Show. Any ideas what I could write about? Tweet me at Scott Leffler. Let me know. I'm really blank. I'm going to have to peruse the internet for something other than porn and find an idea of something to write about for my column this week. So, column will be in tomorrow's paper, assuming there is a paper, assuming we all still live. And you can read it there, and you can let me know what you think. And I will be back tomorrow afternoon, assuming my house wasn't washed away in a gully or something. But I have a feeling I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching. Love you.